Good morning, brothers and sisters from Alpha Baptist Church. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your service to listen to our video. We're really grateful to, even though we're not standing physically in front of you, to be able to be virtually in front of you. My name is Shelby.
And my name is Sergio Sotomayor.
And I'm from a small town in Illinois called Leroy.
And I'm from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico.
And we just got married in March of this year.
Some of you might remember me. In December of 2017, I came for the first time to the States. And I stay at the house of Sister Liz Campbell. And around that time, I remember that God was working in my heart a desire to work with students. I was going to attend to the New Year's Conference of 2017 from the Ministry Campus Outreach. And I remember that before the conference, while I was staying with Sister Liz, she took me to the church to a prayer reunion, and that's where I met some of you. And I remember that you were praying for me. You were praying that God would lead me in what to do in this ministry that I was going to be doing. And so now I'm glad to share with the church about this ministry that now I'm not going to be doing by myself, but I'm going to be doing with my wife. We're going to move, God willing, to Mexico, to Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, and we're going to be doing student ministry at ITESO University.
We are so excited to be a part of what God is doing at ITESO, because around the same time that he was visiting the church, God was also putting in my heart a desire to do ministry as well. And I have been working at the U of I for around 2 years now doing college ministry, and now we get to go and do this together.
ITESO is a university located in the south of the city of Guadalajara. Around 13,000 students attend to this university, and since 2016, a group of believers sent by Campus Outreach, by the church primarily, have been sharing the gospel with the students in this university.
So the way that we're going to be doing ministry here is, first, we're going to take a class. And the reason we have to do that is because it's a gated university. And so in order to have access to the campus, we have to have a student ID. And so we'll take a class, both of us. I'll take Spanish and he'll take something, and we'll get onto the campus. And then once we're on the campus, the goal is for us to meet people in our classes, in the lunchroom, just sitting around campus playing soccer or volleyball, and making friends with students. And so we know that when we have a friend, we naturally want to share what God has done in our life. We naturally want to share our testimony, our stories. And so God will get brought up as we are discipling them, as we are walking and living alongside them. And we'll invite them, we want to invite them into our home so that they can not only hear the gospel, but see the gospel lived out.
In 2017, I met a student from ITESO in the trip that we had here in the States. His name is Rodrigo. Around that time, Rodrigo was a Mormon, a very, very conflicted Mormon. A couple of months before the conference in December of 2017, he went to a funeral, and in this funeral, it was his cousin's funeral, he heard the guy talking in front about his cousin, and he was talking about how his cousin was in heaven. I don't know, brothers and sisters, if you knew this, but Mormons believe that there's 3 stages in heaven, and for you to be able to be in the first stage of heaven, nearby the presence of God, you have to basically get married, do missions, and do outreach or share the gospel with other people. His cousin, that was around the same age of Rodrigo, 20 years old, was not able to do all of those things. He was also paralyzed. So when Rodrigo heard this for the first time, he is very conflicted with the idea of a God that was not going to let his cousin to be nearby his presence because he was not able to do good works. So Rodrigo came to the conference conflicted about this, but when he heard the gospel, in this conference, when he realized that it's not about the works that we can do, but about the works of Christ being imputed to us and our sin being imputed to him. This truth, in the same way that has changed your and our lives, changed his life too.
And we have so many more stories like that, and we would love to share them with you guys. If you want to meet with us individually in person or over Zoom, we would love to have the opportunity to do that, to share more stories and more about us. And lastly, we just wanted to share about our need. We have a need for prayer. First and foremost, we believe that prayer is the most important thing that we can ask for from families and churches and individuals, because prayer is what's going to hold us in the ministry. Even if we get all the financial support that we need, if we don't have the prayers of the people, the ministry is going to be way harder for us. And so we would love if your church could be praying for our marriage, for the students down there, for our support raising process, that we would be able to raise up all of our support, for the students that we're going to meet, that God would begin to stir their hearts for him. And we just ask that you guys would commit to praying for us in these things, and we thank you so much. The second thing is financial support. Thank you for considering us. Thank you for taking the time to hear us, and we would love to invite your church to partner with us financially as well. We, by the grace of God, have reached 69%, and so we only need 31% left to raise. And so we would love to meet, like I said, with individuals or families in the church to consider partnering with us monthly as well. And the last thing that we ask for from people is referrals. If you guys know people who you would want to connect us to reach out to us and let us know, because we love to build our team. And so thank you so much again for listening to us, and we hope to see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.